Hello and welcome to Kerbal Space Round. Today I'm starting a new career game, but that's not what I'm here to show you. I'm here today to show you a mod called KerbinsSide, which I'm going to start using along with a bunch of other mods in this new save, which I will not be doing a series on because I suck at doing the career save series. However, I will do the occasional video on interesting things from those career saves. First thing you might have noticed is that the KSC has a lot more buildings and some roads, including a slightly glitchy one off to the top left. Those are not the KerbinsSide mod, however they are similar to what the KerbinsSide mod does. See that tower over in the far distance? That is one of the things the KerbinsSide mod does do. And basically it adds a bunch of things all over the planet. Several bases, a lot of them over the equator, and also some South Pole, well, a North Pole place and a South Pole place. There's actually two places that are in the far north, and only one in the far south. But in any case, this mod will give me multiple landing sites, which is very useful. So to start with, this is a new save. The don't stay put, Nick. That's a mod thing as well. I don't remember. Oh, yes. I have Fire Spitter and some other things. Oh, this one, is that a Fire Spitter thing? I don't even know. I have stuff that I am going to do stuff with. What? Interesting. I'll have to read through that later, but I have remote tech and some other mods and different things, and Kerbtown is what allows this to work, and I have these so many places because of KerbinsSide, the mod. So I'm going to right now go to each one of these places and try to collect some science and plant a flag marking that site. This is going to probably be expensive, so probably going to need to do a rocket launch at some point to make up for costs lost in just, you know, putting these command pods out there, especially because I wonder if the command pod recovery code takes into the account that that these are other bases, because it probably won't. It'll probably say that I'm only getting a very small selection of my money back, or excuse me, of my funds back. But let's go to Jeb's airport first. We're gonna launch, do some science, plant a flag. Actually, before we do that, I'm gonna go look at the contracts, because launch a new vessel, that will give us money. So even though we're not going to do these other ones yet, we can do that first one, and they all give us some funds, so we'll definitely have some money to get started with. Oh yes, I can also reduce the stuff in here. Electric charge does not change the cost, so I really shouldn't care. Monopropellant, however, will make this pod cheaper, so we will do that. And do we really need the flag for this? No. No, we don't. However, I do want to change the flag that we're going to use to mark these locations. This first one being going to be at Jebediah's place. I think Jebediah's flag would be appropriate. And here we are on the runway at Jebediah's airport, which is pretty cool. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this exactly, because I think I'll just get out and go have him do what he's going to do. And I kind of want to actually just leave the capsule on the runway and come pick it up later. That'd be a kind of a funny thing to do, but then again, I might like run into it with a plane, which would be bad. So I'm gonna roll off of the runway. I need to install a life support mod, but yes. And then we're gonna get out to plant a flag, and as you can see, this is a little airfield out here. And there's actually some other stuff over there, which I could go check out. And this is actually the island that's farther out from the KSC and to the north a little bit. So that's where Jeb's private airport actually is located. I think as good a place as any to plant this flag would be right here in front of this building, because this flag is really just supposed to be something I can see from the orbital map when I'm trying to choose a landing location. I'm also going to take a surface sample and an EVA report while I'm here. What was this called? Jeb's private runway? I actually forgot. It's actually called Jeb's Retreat Airport, and we don't need to put any specific text on it. Oh, this is actually a different company than Jeb's. Darn, I couldn't read it because it was so small, and I didn't realize that it was a different one. I'll have to edit that to a better flag later. For now, however, I have to go back to the command pod to pick up the crew report that I left in there. This is turning into too much of a let's play, so let's switch to a different save where I can just launch a jet and go check out these other things for you. So we're going to use my good old-fashioned Strikebreaker 23, which actually needs to be updated to a newer version with less solid fuel in here probably, because I've realized that that's actually a bit of a problem lately. That's kind of irrelevant to what we're doing right now though, so let's go to Jeb's airport. And that most definitely is not supposed to happen. Where'd it go? That is a very interesting bug I have stumbled across here. seems like everything has vanished. Let's just get up into the air and take a look around. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, there's stuff over there that's not there anymore. There's stuff, maybe having multiple save files somehow broke it. I hope that it's there when I go back to the other save, because that would kind of suck to have lost that. We're going to pretend for a moment that didn't happen, and go to the South Pole, which actually loaded properly. Good! I was hoping that if I pretended that didn't happen and just go somewhere else, that it would load properly. And we are on the South Pole. There's a little station out here, a little runway. So as you can see, just, well, it's barren and icy, and you can't see the sun because we're too far south for you to see the sun. But this is indeed the South Pole, and oh, there's the sun because I went up. You can see it now. And a little station out here. And here we are at the old Kerbal Space Center. This is actually the runway 2 at the old Kerbal Space Center, because that over there is actually the runway 1, the main runway. Or actually, no, never mind. I take that back. Well, actually, I don't know which one's supposed to be 1 or 2, but I did just notice after saying that the runway that I was calling runway 1, or rather the one that I was just now calling runway 2, I was in my mind calling runway 3 earlier because I landed on it earlier flying around here. But that's kind of relevant because I don't know which one is actually which. Also, I just noticed these are trees. I was curious what was poking through this runway over here, and it's just trees. Maybe that's why that one is kind of blocked off. I mean, it's not blocked off, but it's like slightly separated. But as you can see, we got a nice little facility out here. There's also a launch pad somewhere around here, or at least I thought there was, like a rocket launch pad. I'm not seeing... Oh, there it is. It's very, very tiny. It's right there, right next to the runway. It's the old launch pad, and I'll fly around over here. Oh, yes! I am using near, which is like far, but near. So the aerodynamics on this plane are less than they would be in stock, because this plane in stock can turn ridiculously fast, whereas with near, it doesn't turn as fast. Let's see how fast it goes, though, because I haven't actually seen how fast this plane can go using near, or far for that matter, but, you know, we're using near right now, because near is a little bit less complicated, and I kind of just wanted to go with something a little less complicated. But yes, we can go pretty fast, pretty low to the ground, pretty scary. Here's another place I haven't seen yet, which has a tree in it, which is lovely. It also is, like, not the right type of day for optimal lighting, so oops! Yeah, let me just skip a day by accident, and then now we have proper lighting. And we're gonna try and go around the trees on the runway. Actually, let's see if we can successfully dodge them. Uh-oh. Can we take off in time? No! We're gonna clip the wing. Oh, dear. And fall off the side. Oh, shit. Oh, and yeah. Okay, let's watch the crash. There we go. This actually looks very similar to some other stuff. This is a, they're all using, of course, similar models and whatnot to create the right effect. There's also a helipad here, as you can see. And we are in this place, apparently. No, wait, in this place. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say for this mod. There is a lot of helipads, a lot of launch pads, a lot of runways. There is a work-in-progress carrier and oceanic launch place that I can't... Oh wait, no, it's not an oceanic launch place, excuse me. There's a research cruiser and aircraft carrier that are being worked on right now. Unfortunately, I can't show you those because they're not in this. There's also tracking stations randomly scattered across Kerbin, such as the ones that were in the distance when I launched from Jeb's Retreat. There's also a very large array. If you don't know what this is in real life, it's a very large array of large satellite dishes. There's one in the desert. There's a runway on the North Pole. There's some other stuff around the Arctic regions. There's an airstrip on Kerman Lake, wherever that is. Apparently it adds 3 runways in that particular... This mod is divided into several sections. You can get them all in one pack or individually. The old KSC, of course. There's some extra stuff for the airfields. There's coastal stuff. There's some coastal stuff, which adds some docking places, like docks on the water in places, and some lighthouses. Also adds some shipping containers and crates to those locations. There's a place called Ben Bay. There's Arequibo Station, which is, you know, on the map how there's this giant crater here with an island in the middle? Yeah, there's a satellite dish in the middle of that crater and on that island. It's pretty cool. There's also out in the desert, there's area 110011, which, let me do the math on that, which is literally area 51 in binary. I didn't catch that the first time I saw it. I just thought, oh, some random binary digits. And then just now as I said it, I was like, hey, wait a second. 110011 is 51 in binary. So that is area 51. There's some office estates in some places that it adds. You know, one of the mod parts. Some other residences. Ancient anomalies, 4 mysterious and ancient artifacts scattered around Kerbin, waiting to be found. One of them is a pyramid, obviously, from the image. And that's the end of the list. There's just, you know, a bunch of stuff, and the majority of it is, like, kind of on this desert place here, like, you know, this continent, and then also on the one that's in the dark right now with the ship landed. That is the main continent you start the game on. And then there's a few things scattered around across the equator, and then there's a North Pole station. There's actually 2 stations up north, and 1 in the south. So yes, this will give multiple landing locations and other interesting places to launch from. Check it out, it's called KerbinSide. That is all. That's not my outro.